What we do know is the word that is in Greek for peace is eirene. Eirene means a state of peace. In fact, it means an opposition to anything that's violent, an opposition to war. Matthew 10:34, Luke 12, verse 51 is very clear on that point. Matthew 5, verse 9 says, blessed are the peacemakers. Matthew 5, verse 39 to 44, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew 22, verse 37 to 44, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with your soul, and with your mind. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. That's the greatest example of how peace is to be lived out. Matthew 26:52, and I use this all the time. When the disciple Peter cut off the ear of the servant as Jesus was being arrested, Jesus turns towards him and he says, put away your sword, for he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. What a great injunction for us today. Luke 6:27, love your enemies. Romans 10:15, the gospel is the gospel of peace. That's repeated in Acts 10:36, in Ephesians 6:15, Romans 12:18. If at possible, so far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. 2 Corinthians 13:11. The whole chapter is a chapter of peace. Live in peace, it says over and over again. Colossians 3:15. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. 1 Thessalonians 5:13 to 16. Live in peace with one another. 1 Peter 3:11, seek peace. 1 Peter 3:7, husbands must love your wives. Ephesians 5, a man must love his wife as Christ loved the church and be willing to die for her. And so you see all this whole litany of verses. I've just given you a few just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. It's very clear that when Jesus comes, who is the Messiah, now Muslims know this because they know that in their own Quran, 11 times the title that's given to Jesus is Al-Masihu. Al-Masihu in Arabic means Messiah. So therefore it's good to come back and show that the Messiah would be one who would not only inaugurate that peace, but would be the greatest model of that peace.